Haha, let's start this again. Okay, not awkward. I'm Amy, and I'm gonna be embroidering this this embroidery. It's Warframe themed. Someone asked me to make it for them, and then paid me money, which was super cool. Always a bonus. So I'm just gonna start and randomly get my thread caught. You can see that. Awesome. So what I'm doing here is called a split stitch, and you're supposed to bring it up through your last stitch and like literally like stab it through the last stitch, but I'm not good at that. So I do kind of it backwards, and I bring it up over a bit and then stab down through it because I like to stab. So hopefully this music isn't way louder than me when I talk. But if it is, please let me know. It's my first day. I mean, I would still be really awkward if it wasn't. Being like my 28th day. Still awkward. And the only one watching is my husband, so... Hello. Huh. Who can hear me just fine. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know where to look. Oh, so awkward. On that Julia Child show on HBO, they had her use puppets, well, hand puppets, so that she could know which camera to look at. So I'm thinking we could do that too, and then I would know where to look. Although there is literally just one camera. Still could use a hand puppet. Or a producer that was actually, here and not upstairs watching my stream. I don't think I set this one to actually record, like, for YouTube and the magical YouTube community that I would edit these for. Which is probably fine. Because I'm really awkward. my needle's stuck. So sometimes, just so I know where I'm supposed to be going, I will pick a place a little bit away from my last stitch and sort of use it to make like a guideline sort of thing. Oh, there's two you like people now. Hi. Hi. I don't know where the camera is. We're good. Oh man, I hope you're not my dad. How do I tell who's here? Oh goodness. My newbie is showing. I think that was probably one of those things that I could set in the settings, and I didn't, so that's awkward. So you can see, like, I made a little area here. Actually, you really can't. That I'm gonna fill in next, so I don't mess up the line of my stitches. I'll make a better one. I'll make it better. It'll be bigger and more exciting. Hey, thank you. I hope your name is just like a fun name and not like my teeth are wrong. I mean, it's okay if they are. In the grand scheme of things wrong with me, I don't think my teeth are the thing I'd worry about, you know? Like my tiny little arms. You know, honestly, I think you just can't see these guidelines because thank you for following. Sorry, I was giggling because I haven't really seen anyone but Aslan, the shout out to Patrick. Aw, Pat, you got me followers. Like people that are probably wildly not interested in embroidery. But that's okay. Maybe you will be soon. So I think you really can't see these little blue stitches on this fabric because... Oh, yeah, alright. Well, I'll talk more about it. You hear that, Pat? I'm freaking fascinating. I keep looking over here because that's where my screen is. Sorry. He doesn't need that kind of ego boosting. Like, he's good. He's like 97% ego. Okay, so sometimes, this blue is just not very showy. But what I do is I like stab through this last stitch, and then I yoink it over. Oh, not that far. That was bad. I like pull it just a little bit to make that curve. Just in case you ever wanted to take up embroidery and decided like, hey, this is super cool, and yeah. Now they're kind of wonky, but that's okay. It's fine. I'll try to grab a piece next time to work on that has colors that show up just a little bit better on the screen. But this is a commission, and I totally don't remember when it's due. Or do you say due? It's a commission. I don't remember when I need to send it in so that nobody yells at me. And I'm really, really far behind, as you can see. Well, I mean, like, you can't see, but just trust me. I'm so far behind. It's not good. Oh, thank you, other person that followed that I can't see yet because I totally did not set this up correctly, but thank you. I'm sure you fingers it. I mean, I have like tiny little, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say cripple on the stream, but that's what I would normally say. I have tiny little, that word, hands. I'm fine. It actually takes like super no strength, and it's crazy cheap to start. I mean, Patrick won't say that because he's used to me buying ridiculous fabric and all kinds of random accoutrement. But it is actually really cheap and really easy to start. This is just sort of banana pants hard. I didn't really start with like a nice easy pattern because I'm behind. Oh, although I did just stab myself in the hand with my own needle. So maybe it is actually. Are you guys getting a good, like, can you see the thread? My screen is from the garage where it lived for a very long time and very small. I think people may have like kids older than this or as old as this screen. So sometimes these moments where I'm just sort of wiggling the hoop is me trying to figure out where my needle is so that when I come up, I am not in the wrong spot. And then sometimes it's me after I've penetrated the silk here, I will take a moment and try and stick my needle in the thread and sort of tug it over closer so that it makes a nice, like you can see like here it's all very close together and pretty smooth, sort of like a paint smooth. And I kind of want to do that so that I can get these as close as possible without looking like individual threads. Yeah, I didn't really know how to work that, and my brain immediately was like, well, word it like you're 12, Aim. Like, I would like to penetrate. What, woman doesn't, honestly. Anyway, I'm not really sure the rules on these conversations. It's my first day. I'm gonna keep saying that all month. So when you're doing this and blending multiple colors together, you generally want to like I think people's instincts are to do like a nice straight line across, but you actually want it to kind of weirdly get staggered and make like little points. Embroidery is just all about the weird euphemistic terms today. It helps it like kind of make a more realistic blendy paint. It would be cool if I knew how to describe my own stuff. This piece was really hard because normally I make weird little animals and like flowers and stuff that doesn't look realistic. Not that my exciting helmet of Warframe Doom is just the model of realism, but it helps when you're doing made-up creatures or flowers because they don't look normal or even or anything like that. But this one, I kind of had to do like, you can see like some of the light reflections here and stuff like that, and that was really kind of challenge. So this has been a little more difficult than expected, and I probably will not work on this one tomorrow because I don't think it is getting picked up terribly well. I think tomorrow I'm going to work on my little purple, it's a purple jackalope, with the TLC I don't want no scrubs text that's already finished, so you'll get to see that if you come back. Please come back. It's fine though if you don't want to. I'll talk to myself. I wonder if I just like committed a major streaming faux pas by asking like, please come back. Why not? Okay, so I'm out of thread, essentially, for my next, well, after this stitch, because I really wasn't paying attention and started it anyway, and, you know, I'm all about follow through. So, okay, for realsies this time. Now I'm going to pull that through, and then I'm going to flip it over, and now you get to see this super pretty backing. This is the actual fabric that this is printed on, which is sort of a cool navy blue silk, because I'll fancy like that. You can kind of see that it's a little bit textured. And there's like cat fur on the sides here that I've pinned up so that I won't, like, there's a good day, sir. Anyway, so I will, hi, thank you. I'm gonna, thank you, Davina. I hope that's right. Please let me know if I mangled your name or something. Okay, so when I'm finishing off my thread, because it's like, yeah, not long and all that, I like to tuck it underneath. You can see it kind of like there's a little bit of thread over it, and you pull it through. And I always do this twice because I have an irrational fear that it will come loose, even though it really won't. Like, I'm putting the irrational fear here. So I will do that. And then I'm going to find my scissors somewhere. Okay. Pull it off. Set them to the side where you will inevitably forget where it is and spend like 30 minutes looking for it on camera, because that's cool. Okay, and then I'll throw that over there because I still don't remember where my thread thing is. Let me move these away from the microphone. Yay! Hi Doa from the Crafty server. Pixel Stitch. Awesome server. Okay. Thank you for following. I don't really know what follows mean yet, but Astalon the Jest assures me that they're super important, so thank you. Okay. So the part no one tells you is embroidery involves a lot of saliva. I also don't have depth perception. So sometimes threading my needle is like an exciting moment of hope and so much failure. Come on, buddy. Yeah. Just give me a second. I may have to put up the be right back stitching or changing my thread thing. Oh my gosh, I think I have thread anxiety. It's awkward. It's so awkward. My wrist is all funky today. Good times. Just enjoy the sweet cantina lo-fi. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So I use super thin, ridiculous needles because, well, I'm sure I had a reason at some point, but no, I just use them because that's what I always use. Well, they actually help you get a little tighter stitch because sometimes when you use too big a needle, it creates a big hole in your other stitches, and that can get kind of funky and messy. I don't really know all the ins and outs of needlehood, so I've just kind of figured it out as I went. So I like to do, it's called a surgeon's knot. Not that you can see it at the moment because my hand's in the way, but basically it's just a square knot that you loop again. Like you stick the one piece of thread in and then you stick it again. So let me show you. I hope other people are as easily tangled in their threads as I am when I'm doing this, especially today. Okay, so here's your basic square knot, right? And then I just take it, I get tangled, and I will loop it back through one more time. So you get this kind of look, and it makes just a little bit bigger knot so that you won't yoink your thread through. And some people like to do these cool second stitch through the thread things. I'm not those people. It's all about being easy and penetrating. Okay. So goodbye, pretty silk. I feel like I know you, Nostro, the hyper casual. And like I might be making your embroidery live. Okay. Or possibly I don't know you now, so if that's the case, thanks anyway. So awkward, so casual. Alright. Oh goodness, it like kind of goes off the edge there. I'll have to fix that, I guess, at some point. For the aesthetic. So if you've not noticed, embroidery is kind of a slow craft. Art. Craft. Art. You know what? It's slow. So, it's a takeaway here, folks. But don't let that stop you if you really wanted to embroider. It's faster when other people do it. I'm just slow. Physically, not mentally. And it would be fine if I was, right? It's fine. Ooh. I was about to note that it's like, oh my gosh, so many people. 7 whole people. Never had so many people follow me, and then I realized it's the first day. And so yeah, no. Never had that many people watching. I mean, people watching at all is sort of a new thing, so. Yikes. That weird static part just freaks me out. I mean, I hope that's part of the song. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely not buying viewers. If I could afford that, I wouldn't be here. So sometimes the thread gets a little, just kind of like, isn't laying correctly. So I always suggest people take their finger and literally just scratch it. I don't know why, it works. It's magic. Magic fingers. And sometimes I will go back through an area that I've already done because there's a little tiny hole. She says, not thinking 12-year-old thoughts. Yeah. Basically, I'm going to stab you and then I'm going to scratch you. I'm going to pull your hair next. I should be concerned that like I looked in the camera for that comment, but not the others. Like, maybe I am violent. We'll unpack that later. Off camera. That's me scratching again when I do this. It's just they're not laying correctly, so I kind of have to show them their place. Like the thread dominatrix. I'm really wishing I hadn't said aloud. So. It's like the most boring of songs, but my attention span has waned. Do you like it? This is for Nostro 13, I think. Like, I hope. We have like the same Steam or Discord name, so hopefully. Oh, good. Hey, when is this? When do you need me to send this? Like the end of May or the end of April? Because I'm kind of having a panic attack. This is my panic attack face. I hope it's May-ish. Please. Your plasma? No! You need it. Okay, so the end of May is when you need it. Oh god, do today. I think I just tinkled on myself a little bit. Yeah. Well, you're just not getting it today. Unless you just want the, you're gonna totally correct me, but the weird horny helmet. Because that's finished, almost. I could finish that in like a week. Maybe more, since... Or less. Maybe less. But I have been playing a little bit of mildly illegal WoW with friends. So, probably haven't been as diligent with this as I could have been. But I really like WoW. Although it's like older WoW, and so I don't have as cute hair, which is a huge problem for me. Like, if you don't have cute hair, why are we even gaming? Okay, have you heard of Ascension? It's like, you know, I'm not even gonna like really try and figure out where it's from, but you can play like any class. Like, I'm a bear that shoots curse bolts, like shadow bolts or something, and I also can magically have like aspect of the monkey, which is a hunter thing, and I have a fire shield as well. I don't know what that's about. I just hit the buttons that I'm told to hit, and also I'm their tank, which is terrifying because I'm always like, I don't know what dungeon this is. I don't know where we're going. And they're like, just go that way. Kill that guy. And I'm like, okay. That's great. But I am like a really good tank. Yeah, you should try it. I will send you a link later. It's pretty cool. And then I will like not introduce you to my friends there because they're kind of mean. And I don't want to do that to you. Also, I have issues mixing friend groups. It kind of freaks me out. Anxiety. Oh, I'm also like an invisible bear. It's ridiculous. I have no idea what I'm doing. And no, there's all these wacky enchants that you can get. And I leveled from like 0 to 70 in an afternoon. And that's with me leveling. So like I get distracted and the cat jumps up and I have no idea where I'm going and I get lost and then I'm like, oh, I missed one of the 22 random bird talents I needed for that quest. So we have to go back like 400,000 miles. Well, miles. So yeah. Anyway, you can level really fast. That's what I was trying to get to. Trying to keep this angled to where you guys can see it. But I am small and disabled, and sometimes that doesn't work. Oh, okay, so I think you can see it a little bit better now. Maybe. Keep having to bend down because my camera is wildly in the way. But I sectioned these off, kind of, so that I don't feel wildly overwhelmed by how much blue there is to fill in. This is the color we're working on right now. So it'll kind of go up and around here. And then there'll be a lighter blue, like, right there. Right there. So, to save people from having to have, like, 17 threaded needles with different shades of blue that are actually really hard to tell apart, I try to sort of do one area and then another area and then kind of like fill in these spaces, but sometimes nothing goes to plan. And sometimes my thread does weird things. Bro. I can't really see it, but please trust me, it is weird. Just being a little funky. That is entirely possible. Yes. I don't know where it... I think it is. I know I put in, there's a whole bunch of Zelda music. And a bunch of Avatar lo-fi things and some Star Wars. And I think I added an Animal Crossing track or two, even though I've gotten to play Animal Crossing like an hour. Don't buy a Switch for your family if there's over like 3 of you. We have 9 people here. Do you know how insane our our Animal Crossing was when we all tried to play it? You only get 1 town. There's no NPCs. There's just us. It's ridiculous. So, but yeah, I tried to pick out my own lo-fi, no copyright music, and some of it's a little random. I can have Patrick send you the link for it though if you want. if you use Spotify. See, look, it's Star Wars. It's kind of ridiculous. But this is a single thread, dude, which in hindsight, maybe not my smartest decision for large, my goodness, I'm just never gonna get this straight. Maybe not my best decision for filling in a giant space. Normally I use two threads at once, which kind of looks a little more thick, like you can see that. It's a little thicker. That would be so much faster to fill this in. That you're getting the good treatment with this. It just didn't blend quite how I wanted when I was using two threads, so one thread it is. There was no way I could do like the cute little alien writing with one thread either, or two threads rather. Like, that'd be too chunky. We don't like chunky thread. Only cats are chunky. And occasionally me when I, having a day. A potato day. So once I finish the metal forehead of doom here, I've edited the parts of this helmet. So, forehead of doom, weird horny parts. Ooh, it's very hard for me to do this backwards. And then this is the funky forehead crown down here in gold. Anyway, once I finish that, I'm going to go on to the little tiny, the letters around here, and probably do those in like sort of a, like a pinky, oh, I shouldn't say pinky, like a neon kind of magenta thing, because I feel like it'll go really well with the purples and the blues, and you need something to kind of like stand out. When I'll do that, the big dream symbol, showing it to on camera, this in sort of a purple to that magenta color, and then I think I'm gonna do the dream because you wanted it nostro and sort of a, at some point you said like a metallic thing, so I'm going to attempt that, but I kind of forgot to put that in my pattern here. You can see it's just one giant piece of black, which is not normally how good design for embroidery looks. Usually it has like lines and guides and tells you where you're supposed to stitch, but we don't do that here. So anyway, I was gonna have it kind of fade from the sort of neon electric blues in here into the like steel color, and hopefully that will all look good. I really enjoy the fact that you're slightly colorblind and maybe won't yell at me if you don't like it. Back to work. You never know. I could have done it in like baby yellow and you would have been like, oh, that's a design choice. That's what my dad says about my hair. Wow, it's like the nice version of what he says. We won't share the less PC versions. Ooh, that moment when I scratched too hard and pulled up a thread. We're just gonna fix that real quick with more thread. Because thread painting is the Bob Ross of techniques, and even if you mess it up, you can just go back in and stitch right over it, and no one will ever know. When I was filming 1001 test streams to make sure the sound was correct, I kept repeating that and then repeating happy little stitches to myself over and over again because I'm a weirdo. But now I'm kind of sad I didn't name my shop that. Like, Quince and Quail is cool and all, but like, happy little stitches? What were they thinking? I even have Bob Ross hair. Kind of. It's a little flatter. For now. I think this might be an Avatar song too. There is like a lo-fi Leaves on the Vine version, and I'm hoping I'm not paying too much attention when that comes on. Oh, maybe this isn't. Next time I'll make sure the Spotify is where I can see it so I can tell people if they ask what's playing. But my setup is not really set up very well yet for me and my disability issues. What you can't see behind my hoop is me stabbing myself in the palm of my hand over and over again with this thread needle. Well, this one's definitely Star Wars. Zelda? That's to be better when I can see. Okay. I think once I'm done with this teeny tiny piece of thread, I'm gonna stop the stream for a little bit so I can have lunch. No one wants to watch that. Unless you do, which, I mean, no. No. But thank you guys for watching me do this. And maybe I'll come back later tonight. And if not, then I will be around. Here, wait. Oh, look at that. Big pictures. I'll be around tomorrow at the same time. So, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for looking at my very big, yay, little foxes. Here, I'm gonna do like a, oh, that's backwards. One big close-up of it. Oh wow, that's crooked. There we go. Someday I'll learn how to work this. So, this is basically the little section I did today. Usually I do a little bit more at a time, but this is my first stream, you guys. Exciting and terrifying. So, anyway, thank you for hanging out, and I'll do a longer one tomorrow. And oh, I'm like doing that Midwestern thing that we do when we're like, oh yeah, hey, I don't know what to say now. I should probably get going. Yeah, it's about time. All right, bye guys.